Let me tell you a little story. I remember when I had my Mercedes. It was the E500. It was the AMG package. Um, I felt like a big shot. I really, really did. And I remember I went to see. It's all right. My wife knows about it. I was driving down with like my ex girlfriend lived. I wanted to show off, showing her, hey, look at me, just a big shot. I got a Mercedes, and like she says, hello, hello, whatever, we're talking, how's the fan? How's everybody's great? She didn't even mention the car. Like, it was like the car didn't exist. And I started to realize the more and more that, I drove this car that nobody cared. Like, I might see a buddy of mine, yo, what's up, Rich? I know, yo, Rich, do me a favor. Can you take me down by the convenience store? I want to get back on Marlboro Reds, whatever. Get in the car, I drive him a couple blocks. So I started to like realize it's like no one was impressed with the car I had. No one cared with the car I had. And you want to know something else? Um, we got into it. I actually got into a few accidents with the car. But there was this one particular accident that was really, really funny. We had a house at the time in Jackson, New Jersey, me and my wife, you know. This is when we first got married. This is back in 2005. This was Nighthawk Lane. I purchased the house like 530,000. And I made a very, very nice profit on this particular deal when I sold it. But long story short, we're driving. The stop sign was like basically cut down to the floor. So it was like you couldn't see the stop sign. You know what I mean? So I'm driving. I had these four guys in my car that, listen, how am I going to say this? They were illegal immigrants. My father used to always show me like there was these corners on Brooklyn where you would go and you would pick up guys because we wanted to paint the house. And he's like, look, pick up these guys. They're hard workers. You pay them, whatever. Is not nothing crazy, but I'm not like I would never throw these guys $50 each. I would throw them $100 each, but it was only for a couple of hours work. So I picked these guys up actually from Brooklyn, but I explained to them I said, I have to go to Jersey. They say, okay, everything good. $100 you give us, we take the ride to Jersey. We take the ride because that's like to them that was a lot of money. That was their whole day's pay. So I drove them out there. I didn't see the stop sign. The stop sign fell down. I passed the stop sign. The guy in the back ride, his name was Pico. He go, oh yeah, I passed the stop sign. This pickup truck slams into me, right? So the guys get out of the car, they run off, into the woods. And I'm telling Jennifer, I'm like, why are these guys running away? I couldn't, like, at first, I just didn't understand. These guys jetted, man. Like, you don't understand. Like, it was like friggin' the Indianapolis 500s. These guys jetted into, like, the woods. They were hiding out. I think one guy climbed a tree. And I'm like, what's going on? So, long story short, I realized they're illegal immigrants. When the cops come, these guys could get deported. I was like, oh, So the cop came, he took the police report, all this stuff. And he actually asked me, and I couldn't lie. I'm not going to lie to a police officer. He said, did you have anyone else in this car? So I told him the truth. I said, listen, officer, I'm going to just be honest with you. We just bought a house. We wanted to paint the house. My father knew a couple of guys, of Mexican descent, and they took off. I think they ran away. The cop started hysterical, dying laughing. I'm like, look, I just want to be completely honest and transparent. He goes, no, it's all good. I understand. So the cops leave, and after like everything clears, the smoke clears, the car got like messed up, but I was still able to drive it. The front got damaged. So these guys start coming out of the trees. Now he climbs down the tree. The other guy's hiding in the bushes. And they all come out, wind up, we get them to the house. They do the job. They paint the house. We take them back. It all worked out. But the point was of the story is that all this very, very expensive car did was give me a migraine headache, man. I mean, I was paying because I was financing it. Okay. So I was paying, I never forget it. It was $1,300 a month just in finance because the car, guys, I had it was totally like decked out, and I wasn't leasing it; I was financing it. It was I think I paid so like I don't know what it was, something like $85,000 for the car, and that plus the insurance. I think my insurance was something close to $1,000 a month. So I was paying like 2,300. That's not including the car washes because I used to get because when you get a nice car, you always want it to be clean. Hand wash. Not going through the car washes, but you get it hand washed. That's expensive. Gas is expensive. I was going through probably over $3,000 a month to own a car, and I just realized I'm like, why am I doing this for? You know what I mean? At the time, we didn't have children. Okay, I it was just me and my wife. We had my two Shih Tzus. Actually, I just no, I'm sorry. At the time, I just had one Shih Tzu, Rocky, beautiful dog. May rest in peace. And then later on, we got Yogi. He was, he rest in peace too. He was two beautiful dogs. They're with us for so many years. But this was back in 2005. You know what I mean? So you know, I guess the moral of the story is I've been there. I drove the nice cars, and it just gets to a point. Look, I'm gonna get another nice car. Like I'm gonna upgrade very soon, very very soon. I'm thinking my minivan is paid off in full. So what I was thinking about doing was trading it in for something a step up. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a Tahoe. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely gonna get something else. See, because you guys don't understand something. Look, my wife wanted the minivan. I had three cars. I had at the time I had a Tahoe, I had the LT, I had the Chrysler 300, okay, and I had the minivan. The minivan was primarily for my wife, but it just turned out there's a long story. I don't want to get into it with the Chrysler 300. You want me to tell you? Okay, I'll just tell you briefly. We went to Florida and we took the Tahoe. I drove the Tahoe to Florida. This was a trip that we made, with the kids to take them to Disney land, and we went shopping to bring some food for my mom. At the time, she was going to watch the dogs for us. Okay, so she, came to our house, and my wife left chicken. I'm going to tell you what happened. Okay, she left chicken in the back seat of my Chrysler 300. Yeah, this was during the summer. This was like it was the hottest time in both Jersey and Florida. It was like 100 and something 2 degrees in New Jersey. So we were gone for a good week and a half. By the time we came back, the car stunk so bad. The Chrysler. My wife was afraid to tell me. She was afraid to tell me that she left the chicken. So what she did was, before I was able to check the car, she realized it. She ran. She got the chicken. She threw it in the garbage. She got rid of it. She's like, my husband's gonna kill me. I wouldn't do that. I love my wife, but anyway, long story short, I went into the car. I started to almost like friggin' vomit, throw up. There was this horrendous smell. What the F? I'm like, what is this? It stunk so bad. So I immediately take it to the auto body shop. And the guy told me, look, he goes, I think like maybe a mouse or something snuck into your car. It's dead in your car. I'm like, a freaking mouse? He goes, yeah. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? He goes, the only thing we can do is we got to get the dead carcass out. So he winds up. Now my wife still didn't tell me that she left the chicken in the car. The guy takes apart the whole car. It was like nuts. I had to pay this guy $200. He like took all the parts, everything, and ended the discussion. The guy's like, bro, you got no mouse in the car. You got no animals in the car. So I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what's causing this? He goes, I really don't know what to tell you. He goes, I have no idea. So long story short, my wife comes clean and she says, Rich, I left chicken in the car and it was there for over a week when we went to Florida. Uh, so what I did was, look, I knew this car was never going to be the same. At this point, I know it was never going to be the same. I winded up just, I had it cleaned like friggin' 3 or 4 times, sprayed it, washed it down. We did everything we had to do. And over about About like a month. It took about a month. The smell finally died down. But I'm talking about I left the windows open. I was driving it. I had it clean. I had it shampooed. Everything, several times. And the smell finally died down. I just sold that car. So this is what I'm just telling you. All the how it just revolved to me only having a minivan. So that car's gone. Now the Tahoe. I'm going to be honest with you. When we were in the process of buying the house in 2018 in Barnegat, I sold the Tahoe because I paid for it in full, and I wound up getting the money, and I used that as part of my down payment because it was, look, I made money in real estate. I did very well, but it was a lot of money I put down. You don't understand. It was between that and you have to say closing costs. People think it's just, see, you think we just buy a house. It's just one thing. Now you got furnished. The furniture in our house was $20,000 alone. All the furniture. So you got to buy furniture. Then you gotta just, it's like you need money for so many things. Then it's like you get all, the kids wanted all the game stations, and we had TVs, and we were living in a smaller place, and we didn't have that. I mean, we had some things, but we didn't have that much stuff. And then it all worked out, but that's the thing, So now I was just left with the minivan. Okay, so I said to myself, look, what do I need? I was thinking about getting another car. I was thinking to myself, what do I need another car for? What's the purpose? This thing gets me from point A to point B. It's got low mileage on it. It's fine. It drives fine. It does everything I need for my family. What do we do? What do we do? We go to a restaurant. We go to a supermarket. It's got a big, let me tell you, a big trunk. It's got big space. You can throw so much food in there. The kids got the two TVs. They see all they care about at the end of the day. The children is that they want to watch movies when they're in the car. That's all they care about at the end of the day. They don't care. You could have a freaking Lamborghini. Well, you're not gonna fit a Lamborghini. But I'm saying you could have a Maybach. You could have a freaking a Rolls Royce Phantom. And at the end of the day, Dad, where's my TVs? Where's my games? That's all they don't care. Believe me. So just getting back to Teddy's A, like he's got this whole premise in his mind that minivan equals poor. It's the same concept, what I noticed, it's the same concept of people who say fast food. If you like to eat fast food, that means you're poor. Listen, a car never defines a man. It doesn't define who you are. Okay? You could have great spirit, great ambitions for success. You could even be successful. Look at Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett drives a used car. I don't know if you know this. And it happens to be, from what I remember, the Chrysler 300. Warren Buffett drives a Chrysler 300. I mean, I don't know if he upgraded or changed, but it was a used car. He still lives in the same house that he bought before he made his billions. Okay? And was in Omaha, right? So the bottom line is that a car does not define the man. Remember that. And a lot of times people who buy these fancy cars have low self esteem. They really do, and they need something because, like, I remember I'll just really quick. There was this guy, Frankie Wolf from Brooklyn, and he used to work on Wall Street. Not really the most legal guy, but we'll leave that for another conversation. But the guy made some money. He bought himself a Lamborghini. First of all, the guy never had any money. He had a Lamborghini, but he had no money for nothing. He spent all his money on the car. So he come to me like, Rich, you drop me $10. You drop me $20. I like Frankie. He's like a good friend of mine. Frankie, you have a Lamborghini. You're asking me for $10. He goes, bro, I just need for gas money. So I'm like, take the friggin' money. And I just don't understand. But I kept asking him, like, Frank, why would you put yourself in this position, right? Where you buy a $250,000 car? Like, why? When you don't have the money for it? He goes, helps me with the ladies, bro. Helps me with the ladies. So that was his whole purpose. It was an investment in getting, like, a lot of women. And he did. I mean, I have to tell you the truth. It worked. The guy picked up hot, beautiful girls. But again, these were materialistic girls. These were girls that were just probably trying to use him, thinking he was rich. So that's another motivation why people buy these, like, very sports luxury cars is it's like a girl magnet. I'm married. I got kids. So even if I would get a girl magnet, it's not going to be too much use for me, right? Because I'm married. But again, I do plan to upgrade. I do plan to get, like I said, maybe I'll get the Tahoe back. Maybe I'll get a Suburban. Okay. But, Teddy, yeah, I saw a comment on Teddy saying he makes fun of me. He's like, minivan equals no money. Yeah, no, no, it's not true, Teddy. It's not true. I've had three cars not too long ago. I had a Mercedes. I've been down this road, and let me tell you something. You want to laugh? Out of all the cars I've had, the minivan has been the most reliable. It's been the best family car. It's just so great to travel with. The kids have the TVs, the games, they love it. So he can think whatever he wants to think, but I love it and my family loves it.